So I guess this is a yet another box opening, but it's not a box, it's an envelope. From Caleb in Missoula, thank you. Too awesome, I tell you. So we open it, and there are these baggies. And, you know, I already had opened this, so I couldn't wait. So there's some really cool stuff here. Let me read his note. Hi, Tom. There's a small bit of burley, let's see, so on to the important things. The two blends I included are both twists I made from whole leaves. There's a small bit of burley included in each because the burley I had were the best leaves for wrappers, but the overall contribution is minimal. They're both cased as whole destemmed leaves and then rolled. I'll show you. It's interesting. There's nothing added other than what is listed on the baggies. I also included a piece of unprocessed Virginia bright leaf, which I smoked, and just for the purity of it, you know? How cool. And a piece of dark fire cured Kentucky. So that's what I'm smoking now. So you can give those a taste, plain if you wanted to. Thanks if you like them, that's great, and if they lack flavor for you, that's great too. And I have to admit, they aren't Robusto, loaded with flavor, but just the purity of, hey, thanks, Caleb. You're awesome. You are awesome. Got my little lap going here. Look at this. Truly a leaf of Virginia. I mean, how cool is that? This is the real deal. That's why I had to try it. And very light, earthy, very mild autumn leaf aroma. Interesting. So I just took a shears and scissors, big scissors, and cut it up into basically a ribbon cut, and then I smoked it, and it was good. Very light, not a lot of flavor, I will say, which makes me think this is awesome for blending, you know, for making your own. So here's some dark fire cured Virginia burley with bourbon and maple syrup casing. Wow. Really light, not overwhelming at all. Not an aromatic guy, but I am going to try these. How could I not? Man, handmade. Can't wait. Can't wait. Dark fire cure Virginia burley with bourbon and maple syrup casing with Virginia with homemade apple cider and honey casing. A lot lighter using that that unfired leaf. Very light, very light. So we'll see how those go. What I've got loaded now is some of this, which is the Naked Leaf Dark Fire Cure. Now, I don't know, Caleb, did you cure this yourself? Or did you buy this already cured? I mean, wow, look at that. Is that not incredible? Oh my gosh. So anyway, that's what I'm smoking now. So again, I just kind of cut it up into ribbon. And it's good. It looks dark and a little gnarly, you know, but it's not. I mean, it's good. Very mild. Very, very mild. Which means this has a little more gumption to it, though, than the bright leaf. smoking yeah, this definitely has more middle range, kind of not caramel exactly, but kind of a nice, not molasses, not honey, but there's something going on there that's nice. Kind of a baritone, a high baritone kind of pitch. Maybe a little damp yet too. Plus I'm not really smoking it. Just sitting here talking. So Caleb, I'll correspond with you. Originally, we got addresses and so forth through the note correspondence feature in YouTube, which I'll be damned if I can find that again. I have looked high and low for that, and then a couple days ago I stumbled on it somehow, and I can't find it again. So I guess I would say that I am not a fan of the new YouTube interface. And they're right, it's all about the interface. Microsoft has known that for a long time. Of course, so has Apple, much more successfully. But in my world, it all revolves around PCs. So, sad to say. So when people reinvent the interface, of course, any Apple user has to go through the modern YouTube, the current YouTube interface. I mean, look at Flickr. Flickr was this great tool, and then they just kind of screwed it all up. Microsoft did exactly the same thing in Office from 2003 to 2007. I mean, totally screwed it up, as far as I'm concerned. Because I'm not endlessly fascinated with devices as my portal to the world. It's a tool. It is a tool to get a job done, and that's all. And so I have a little different take on it. I expect some efficiency. And personally, the fact that you can change all the colors and do these kind of uselessly cool special effects is not at the same priority level as actually answering somebody's mail. Yeah. That's just me. So, I find it frustrating. But we'll correspond by U.S. mail, which still works for a while. Who knows for how long. A little moist. I didn't bring a pipe cleaner out with me either. But this is just the most awesome stuff. I mean, it is crazy. It is crazy great. That is really good. So, I'm going to talk for just a second here. Let's call it in praise of single tasking, because it's so not the current way, right? Everybody's desperate to do 3 things at once. I guess to get more stuff done? I don't know. You see it all the time. Trying to hold a conversation while texting their friends and checking Facebook and Twitter. Or driving and doing all that. So, and I risk being an old dude who's just complaining, oh, my aches and pains. Or, when I was a boy, things were so much better, No, it's not like that. It's just, I think in Western society we aren't taught to appreciate the present moment. what's going on right now and give our full attention to it, you know. So instead we are feeling, I don't know what we're doing, entertaining ourselves with our devices, you know. And to me it's television version 2.0. We're just watching TV just more of the time and doing more stuff with it. But it's the same kind of an interface, you know. We're more connected than ever, but we're much less connected to people. Such an odd thing. So I'm all about single tasking. You know, if I'm at work and somebody comes up and wants to talk about blah, 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 while I'm working on a project, it's like, I'll talk to you in a while. I need to work on this. I need to focus on this. And to me, that's the richness of the moment. It isn't trying to cram 3 things into the space of one. Everybody's different. And that's fine. And if you feel more efficient by doing 3 things at once, just make sure you're doing those 3 things as well as you would if you were focusing on them. Which I don't think you are necessarily. Some things don't demand a whole lot of quality. You know, they just inbox, outbox. But for stuff that does demand some thought, I'm all about single tasking. This is a Boswell. It's the only Boswell I own. It's a little one. Like the bit, though. Nice, big, broad bit. And the shape is nice, and it smokes well, although you wouldn't know it from looking at me right now. Tinderbox matches from Atlas Match, LLC. You know, sometimes they're made in a foreign place, and you wonder how, you know, what their the content is. These, koosh, they have kind of an explosive element in there. Now, if I was just smoking instead of talking, I was single tasking. Now, and that's another thing that pipe smoking does for us, I think, is it forces us to single task. I know there are people who text and Twitter while they're smoking. I'm talking and smoking, but not enjoying the experience as much as I could. So I was just smoking. Need to get a little combustion going here. And my ribbon cut might have been a little kind of bigger chunks too. But that leaf had a certain leathery quality to it. Very interesting stuff. The purity of it. Wow. Caleb, it's neat. It's really cool. Thank you. Yeah. Springbird song. In the potting shed here, filled with crap. I need to clean this out and use it for its original purpose. Maybe I'll get to it. Maybe I won't. We'll see. It's smooth, but it has a little edge to it. But not a lot of flavor per se, in the sense of a good Balkan blend or something like that. But what an opportunity to try something really new, really different, you know. Wow. I like it. Can't wait to try his blends either. Thank you, Caleb. Yeah, there just isn't a lot of what you'd call flavor in there. You know, yeah. Very cool. Very cool. I hope you guys and women and anybody who's watching has a great weekend. East Coast is still getting snow and cold. What did you do to deserve that? Probably nothing. There go the matches. Pretty circumstantial. That's a topic for another video. I'm not even going to go there. Although it'd make a great topic to sit around a table and be smoking a pipe. Especially with somebody like Joffrey the Giant, who's geared towards that sort of introspection. He would be really fun to smoke with. As would all of you. I mean, come on. Okay. Have a great weekend.